So a lot of times when I'm in customers' houses, they'll ask what's changed in the last 20 or 30 years with heating and cooling equipment. When we size heating and cooling equipment, we size it for the extreme conditions. So a furnace is sized to heat a home when it's 20 below zero, and an air conditioner is sized to cool the home when it's about 95 degrees outside. So what they figured out about 20 or 30 years ago, by doing it that way, the equipment was short cycling, which means it would satisfy the thermostat too quick when it was 20 or 30 above zero, or if it was 80 degrees outside and you're cooling, by satisfying the thermostat too quick, there's a lot of on and off time, which makes the equipment the least efficient, the loudest, and the least comfortable. About 25 years ago, we started putting in two-stage equipment, and then we went from two-stage to three-stage to five-stage to seven-stage, and now our best furnace is a 60-stage furnace. So at a 60-stage furnace, for example, if I've got a 100,000 BTU furnace, it can ramp all the way down to 40,000 BTUs at 1,000 BTU increments. And by doing that, we can have a heat call that matches the temperature outside. So if it's a little bit warmer outside, we're going to burn a little bit less gas. We're going to slow the blower speed down. That's going to make that furnace quieter, and it's going to make it more efficient. So the same thing has happened with air conditioning. So with air conditioning, the neat thing is now our best systems, I've got a 75-stage air conditioner. So if it's 78 degrees outside and you want it 74 in the house, on that thermostat I'm going to say I want 48% humidity and I only want it 2 degrees cooler. So the single stage equipment did not have the ability to cool a home, get the humidity out without overcooling the house. So now that we can stage that compressor down, the air conditioning unit, and we can stage the blower down on the furnace, I can hit both set points. So I can hit that 48% humidity and I can hit that 74 degrees, even if it's 76 or 78 or 80 outside. It's going to even out the temperatures throughout the house. So instead of having hot and cold spots in the house, you know, that bedroom that's upstairs on that second floor, if it had a 6 or 8 degree temperature swing, now it's probably going to have about a 2 or 3 degree temperature swing. So as a homeowner, you're going to be more efficient with modulating staging equipment. You're going to notice that the system is much quieter, and it's just far more comfortable. So that's probably the biggest change in the last 20 to 30 years that we've seen in heating and cooling equipment, but it does make a big difference. Far more efficient, far more comfortable. So on utility bills, the biggest thing that you're going to notice is single stage equipment is rated when it's running, and that's it. It's either on or it's off. Modulating equipment is rated at their highest speed. So if you've got a 95% efficient furnace or 97% efficient furnace, when it is on high fire, it potentially could be running at 90% efficient, but that modulation makes it so that it's not on and off when it's least efficient. Probably one thing that's overlooked on efficiency when it comes to heating and cooling is electric consumption. In the last 20 or 30 years, the blowers on these furnaces now have DC driven blower motors, and a lot of them are variable speed capacity. And because of that, they're only using about 80 or 100 watts of electricity. So it's like turning on a light bulb in the house. The systems that we were putting in 20 or 30 years ago, they probably used about 650 to 750 watts, so it is a huge electric savings. A modulating or staging system in any home is always going to be more comfortable. It's going to be quieter, and you're going to notice that difference. Difference in the style of the house. When I get into a home that's a multi-level or a two-story home, a lot of times they have a lot of hot and cold spots because that furnace on a single stage is just blasting that hot or cold air into the house. So when I get into a modulating system, instead of running for 5 minutes out of the hour, if it's running 20 minutes out of the hour, now it has the ability to get that hot and cold air in that master bedroom that's upstairs or down into the basement that's cold. So yeah, it makes a big difference.